Massive murder rate is least of Chicago's issues after what it's now legal for Muslims to do there. What on God's green earth is happening in our country? The Chicago Tribune is reporting that 19-year-old Mubashra Aden, sounds Irish to me, who was charged with first-degree murder in the November 2015 death of her newborn baby girl, pleaded guilty on Thursday to involuntary manslaughter. But the scumbag liberal Cook County judge had the audacity to sentence her to only 4 years of probation. Aden was given credit for serving 603 days in jail. Not even 2 years. Prosecutors said that Aden gave birth to her baby girl and then committed the unspeakable crime of throwing the infant out of her 8th-floor bedroom window the moment she heard her mother approaching. Although a man, who was passing by the building as the baby was thrown, found the severely injured newborn in the building's front lawn. Sadly, the baby girl died the next day at a hospital. How did the parents of this assassin not know she was pregnant? Are Muslims really this stupid? This religion of peace disciples claimed she killed the newborn because she feared her Muslim parents from Pakistan wouldn't approve of her pregnancy. One World South Asia reports. Pakistan, deaths of abandoned newborns on the rise. Death of babies abandoned by unwed mothers has significantly risen in Pakistan. Nearly 1,210 newborns were buried in 2010 compared to 999 in 2009 and 890 in 2008, most of them baby girls. Experts blame conservative mindsets for the grave situation and suggest implementation of a comprehensive reproductive health education in school curricula for the young. The graves at a cemetery in Mojgulf have no epitaphs, no verses from the Quran, not even the names of the deceased. The only inscription on the small wooden signs that serve as headstones is a number and the date of burial. The latest one is number 72,315. This is a burial ground of unclaimed dead, overseen by the Karachi-based Edhi Foundation. It is also the gravesite of newborns abandoned by unwed mothers who face death for bearing the fruit of illicit relationships. Established by Maulana Abdul Sat Reddy, the foundation is South Asia's largest private social service network. For the past 6 decades, it has been providing burials for dead and abandoned newborns. Last year, the number of abandoned newborns we buried across Pakistan was 1,210. Foundation spokesperson Anwar Kazmi told IPS. The number is up from 999 in 2009, and 890 in 2008, most of them baby girls. In Karachi alone in 2011, the foundation buried 30 infants retrieved from garbage dumps and drains, or brought to them by the police. These figures come only from a few urban centers. The number could be much higher, but we will never find out, said Kazmi, who has been with the foundation for 40 years. In this conservative Muslim nation, having a baby out of wedlock is considered a sin, and adultery is punishable by death under strict interpretations of Islamic law. Young people are having babies out of wedlock, and even when they want to get married of their own free will, they are denied this right bestowed by Islam by parents, Kazmi says. He narrates a tragic episode illustrating the mindset prevailing in society. The story occurred 25 years ago in Kamash Colony, one of Karachi's squatter settlements. A woman left a newborn on the steps of a mosque just before sunrise. When the men came out after offering their morning prayers and found the baby, they informed the cleric, who proclaimed it to be an illicit baby which should be stoned to death. And it was, Kazmi said. The mindset prevails, and extends even to government hospitals where some doctors turn away desperate women, who then seek the help of unskilled persons. Shirsha Said, an eminent obstetrician and gynecologist, told IPS that while abortion is legal, it is still not carried out in government hospitals. If it were, there would be a marked decrease in infanticide. There needs to be a sea change in the attitude of the doctors who refuse to address the needs of a pregnant woman, or a woman who comes for termination and desires privacy and confidentiality, Said told IPS. at the Mochgoth Cemetery near Naval Colony some 14 kilometers from the city center. The smaller graves are just mounds of earth and don't even get a number. The only sign is an inconspicuous yellow stone marking the head of each grave. Khair Mohammed, the graveyard's 65-year-old caretaker, has been the gravedigger for almost 29 years, an occupation his 4 sons took up as well. Pointing to the 10-acre piece of land, Mohammed says it is the third one the foundation acquired just 3 years back, and is fast filling up. The other 2 just across the road are in decrepit condition. But for some time now, Mohammed said, he has been getting requests for more and more graves for babies. Last year, we must have dug between 200 to 250 graves for the young ones, he recounted. Mohammed's middle son also performs the last prayer before the dead are finally laid to rest. 25-year-old Haq Nawaz has been giving these babies the rite of the last bath, putting them in a plastic bag, and then shrouding them in white cloth, in keeping with the Muslim ritual. I was very scared in the beginning and the decomposed body smells awful, he told IPS. Nawaz, who has been at his job for 4 years, said he has seen babies infested with insects, creatures coming out of their nose and eyes or having skin so fade that it comes off at the slightest touch. It takes a lot of courage, he said, to bathe the dead. I feel privileged to be doing this. In Islam, we believe, performing this last ritual earns you points for the hereafter, Nawaz said. To him, only the act of conceiving, and not the baby, is illegitimate, and he said he fails to understand how anyone could snuff the life out of such tiny beings. Since the early 1970s, Kazmi said, the foundation has installed cradles outside some of its centers where parents could leave unwanted children. Today all of the foundation's 335 centers have one and scores of babies are left in the foundation's care. Every day, at their center in Maithada, 70-year-old Bilquis, the wife of founder Maulana, interviews at least 4 or 5 childless couples desperate to adopt, making certain the babies go to the right people. The ones left over with us are always the girls and the sick, she says. But the possibility of giving up babies for adoption has not stopped infanticide. We advertise our cradles every 3rd day, but have not succeeded in stopping the murder of these innocent lives, Kazmi said. Babies are born out of wedlock in all societies, Said pointed out. But he said the trend of unwanted pregnancies is likely to increase in urban centers, where poor families are living in one-room homes and where there is no privacy even for married couples, where there is little or no education, where the sole entertainment and exposure to the outside world is through films and the idiot box. One solution, he proposed, is age-appropriate all-encompassing reproductive health education to be incorporated in school curricula for the young. As you can see, this is a normal practice in the world of the peace-loving Muslims. But here in the States, this scumbag murderer should spend decades behind bars. Leave it to one of the most liberal cities in America, the one which gave birth to Barack Hussein Obama's political career, to have a judge give this murderer a punishment of only probation. Because she was afraid of the reaction her parents would have? What? Are you freaking kidding me? And the most frightening part of this whole saga is her family has issued a statement saying that they will stand by their little princess. We all know Islam is the religion of Satan, but these people should know that when you come to the States and act the way you do in whatever cesspool you came from, there will be dire consequences. Or better yet, just don't come here to begin with. We don't need this garbage here. Please share if you want to see an end to the Islamic invasion. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.